If you clicked on this video, first of all, congratulations. You finally have an interview and it's time to prepare. But you are probably panicking because you're thinking, oh my goodness, I waited months for this. And now what do I do? What do I bring? What do I wear? What do I do before the interview? What do I do after the interview? Well, guess what? You are in luck. My name is Dr. Farah Laurent, and I have guided over 200 nurses like yourself to be successful at interviews. In this video, I'm going to break down the 10 steps to success for interviews, and it's a checklist that you can use for your next interview. But make sure that you watch till the end, because this last tip, if you overlook it, could potentially cost you your next role before you even sit down for the interview. So make sure you watch till the end. And I'm gonna share everything you need to know before the interview, during the interview, and after the interview. So let's get into it and take some notes, y'all. All right, number one, before you go to your interview, I want you to start setting up your brag folder. What is a brag folder? It's essentially a portfolio that you can bring with you to a physical interview. So it's a professional portfolio where you literally put everything that you've achieved in terms of certifications, recommendations, all in there. So I typically like to tell my clients when I do work with them is to have your resume and cover letter first, then to move on to all the relevant certifications in order of highest importance. So let's say you're interviewing for a critical care ICU role. I would highly suggest that you have your ACLS first, and then maybe an ECG course, EKG monitoring course next, and then your BLS, NIH stroke scale, those types of things. And any certifications that you have got from the AACN, the American Nurses Association of Critical Care Nurses, you can put that there. You can also put that you are a member. Most organizations, you can actually print that out and actually put it in that folder. Then any awards that you've won, or if you've gotten a letter from a particular patient that actually wrote you a letter that you're comfortable sharing, you can put into that portfolio. Now, let's say you have an actual virtual interview and you can't bring a physical copy. Well, I highly suggest that you do the same thing, but you do an e-brag folder or an e-portfolio where you literally scan all your documents and have them in a PDF style so that they can literally just scroll through in one document and see everything. Number two, write a handwritten thank you note. I know I'm going old school, but guess what? I love a good old school handwritten note because most people will not do this, right? And if you have a nurse manager that is somebody that enjoys getting thank you notes or cards, because in this day and age with AI and everything being so electronic, we're losing a little bit of that touch. So just being that thoughtful of bringing a thank you card and handwriting in it will definitely go a long way and will make you unforgettable. So you're probably thinking like, what do I write in this thing? Literally keep it simple, short and sweet. I had a couple past clients that actually did this and the nurse managers were like blown away and super impressed, and they actually got the job. I'm not saying eliminate the thank you email. You should still send the thank you email. I want to be honest for a second, okay? You've been watching my videos, you've been practicing the answers, refreshing job boards, and some of you may not be actually getting the offer. And some nurses come to me after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or sometimes even 12 months because they've been trying to figure this out alone. Once they come to me struggling, and literally within weeks or within months of coming to me and joining my coaching program, they are getting offers. Savannah actually came to me before graduation and I worked with her for a couple months, and she actually landed a same-day offer for an emergency department position.
Hey guys, my name is Savannah. I'm a new graduate registered nurse in Northern California. I graduated about 3 months ago and landed my first position in my dream specialty, the emergency department. I got a same-day offer and I really wanted to talk to you guys about working with Farah. So Farah is incredibly kind. She gives you all of the tips and tricks and tools that you need to know in order to be successful and navigate this process of landing your dream specialty. Living in Northern California, anyone out here knows that it's incredibly difficult to get a job, but really Farah made the biggest difference. Investing in myself made the biggest difference. You guys will love her energy. She's super funny. And if you're somebody who is running out of money, and you're like, I don't know if it's worth it. I see all of these different testimonials. I'm not quite sure. I can't afford it. Figure out a way. Find the money. Invest in yourself. Work with Farah because you're going to be like me one day. I just got off work. I landed my dream specialty. She is worth it. I promise. You guys will not regret it.
So many of my clients have similar stories as I mentioned, but they didn't just become suddenly qualified and boom, suddenly confident, boom, suddenly just ready for any interview. We prepped for this and they became more prepared because they worked with a nurse career coach. Hello, me, right? And that's exactly why I also decided to create this free webinar called the New Nurse to Dream Role webinar, because there is nothing like this out there. And this is actually free. And in this webinar, I share the exact frameworks that I've use with my paying clients that has got them these results. The stuff that actually gets you hired, and it's free. And all you got to do is sign up. It takes less than a minute. And this could literally be the turning point to you getting that job, the turning point in this whole job process. Click the link in the description, because once spots are full, you got to just wait till the next one. So we don't want to do that. Let's get you in. Let's get you, signed up. And don't wait. All right, let's get back to our checklist. So number 3, collect those contacts. Rack up those contacts, rack up those cards. What am I talking about? When you leave the interview, make sure that you don't leave without their business card. And sometimes I tell my clients, like, don't mess around. Literally after your interview, once you get home, send that thank you email and make it personable. All right, number 4, I trust you that 99% of people do not do this, and this will definitely set you apart. Make sure you thank the recruiter. Thank the recruiter who took the time to coordinate all of this for you to make it possible to get you this interview. Thank them before and thank them after the interview, and send them a quick note. Like, hey, thank you so much for setting it up, for coordinating this interview. And it went really well. I'm super excited. I just wanted to say a special thank you. Keep it warm, keep it professional, but send them a thank you email. And then number 5, y'all know if you've been following my content, I will talk about your outfit. You better come ready to impress with your outfit. Nail your outfit, dress to impress, whatever you want to say, invest in an outfit. Please do not try to grab something out of your closet that's old and raggedy and doesn't look good on you, and you don't even know if it fits right. And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to wear that. And you don't even try it. And then the day of the interview, now you're like, oh, shoot, this doesn't fit. Like, don't put yourself through this. Get it together, y'all. Do not wear black. I love black. I'm always wearing black or gray or navy blue. Love those colors, but do not wear it for your interview, because everybody's going to be wearing the same thing. And we don't want you to look like everybody else. You have to stand out. So, of course, come with the bold colors, something that's going to complement you and something you feel confident in. So color-wise, I always recommend cobalt blue. It looks good on most people. Or like a baby blue. And why blue? Because it's the most trusted color and the most well-liked color. So that's why I tell people wear blue. If you don't like blue, it's okay. You can do like an emerald green. You can do lavender colors if you look good in lavender. You can do a bold yellow if you could pull that off. or like a maroon, just something that's going to look good. And tip number 7 is the virtual interview. If you have a virtual interview, what is the timing for that? You need to, I would say, log on 3 to 5 minutes before your interview. You never want to wait until the last minute to log on, because if they're using Teams or Google Meet or Zoom, sometimes there could be technical issues on you getting on. So you definitely want to make sure you log on early so that you are there and there's no tech issue. It actually happened to me in the middle of a leadership interview. My computer died and I thankfully had another computer right next to it and put that up and was able to jump right back on to the interview. But you don't want that to happen to you. So make sure things are plugged in, things are charged. I know you get excited, so you don't want to miss anything. And of course, the other tip is when you do your virtual interview, you want to have good lighting in front of a window or have a ring light. And you don't want to be super close to the camera, or you don't want to be too far away either. I always say at least arm's length away. And you want to show at least chest up. Use your hands as you're talking, because when you use your hands, there's some psychology out there that says people that talk with their hands and people that you could see their hands, they're more trusted. It's not me, it's the research. And then for the in-person, number 8, the timing for that is, I would say, if you've never been to the location, because some people actually fly to different states or different cities for their interviews. So make sure that you do a run the day before if you've never been there. Check out the environment, check out the place, and then also know what time of day you're going for traffic. Show up at least 30 minutes or an hour before. Go to the bathroom before so that you're, ready, you're comfortable, you're not anxious. And then you don't want to actually go into the actual interview space where the reception person is or whatever until it's like about 10 minutes before. And then when you're there just early, you can calm your nerves, use the bathroom before, and just relax, observe the energy, the vibe. Because remember, you're also interviewing them. So you want to check out the environment. And again, be super nice to the reception person or whoever, because people are watching. And this brings me to my next point. Number 9, the moment you leave your house, you should be in interview mode. You should be locked in, ready to go. This is a non-negotiable, because you don't know who's who. You don't know who's watching you. Literally in the parking lot, you don't know. You could literally run into the nurse manager or somebody that's going to be in the interview. So just be on your best behavior and don't act crazy. You can be like literally at the cafe and the person can be on the panel. So just be nice to everybody and, just be aware of your surroundings. And this is why it's important for you to go on LinkedIn and check the people out of who you're going to be interviewing with. So at least you can put a face to a name. Most people have profiles with their pictures, so at least you can know who you're interviewing with, or at least Google them. They might have a photo on the website. So what this means is obviously be professional from the moment you leave your door. Don't be driving all crazy and honking at people. Smile, be polite, be present, and be authentic, be you, because literally the interview starts when you hit that building, okay? And then number 10, seriously, this is probably the most important. You don't want to be sitting there for an interview waiting, prepping for your interview. The time to prep for your interview is not right before the interview. And it's not the day before your interview or 2 days before the interview. It should be weeks in advance. You need to be ready for clinical style questions, behavioral style questions, have your interview pitch ready. The biggest mistake is most nurses that I talk to prep the night before their interview. And you don't want to do that. Don't be that person. That is not preparation, it's panic. And you're just making yourself nervous. You fought so hard to get to the interview stage, you better take it seriously. All right, so start prepping weeks in advance before you even have the interview notification. You want to do mock interviews and you don't want to memorize your answers or simply Google them or use AI, because AI is not a nurse and can't really help you. and then have your brag folder ready, have your outfit, your thank you notes. And of course, they're gonna ask you those clinical style questions, behavioral style, and you have to have your interview pitch. And the number one thing is you have to believe that you're going to get the job. You have to have the conviction. And of course, don't forget to join my free webinar. Link is in the description. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.